chickadees! Welcome to my nest. I'm Fail Sparrow, the lovely confused bird boy, and my gift to all of you viewers is going to be 7 days of videos. I know. Normally I upload every other day, but as a treat to all you lovely chickadees out there, you're going to get a video every day until Christmas. How's that sound? I hope good, because we're going to jump in with a mix of winter themed games and games we are in the midst of playing long parts of. So I hope you like it. And buckle up, Buttercup. Grab a plushie, snuggle up, grab a cup of tea, and let's dive in. Today's game is Jack Frost. Now, there was a demo of this out, and I was going to play it, but it didn't happen, which it all worked out because this is Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is fully out now. They're still working on, the next chapter and stuff like that, but Chapter 1, we're probably going to have 2 parts of it. It's a long chapter. But so far, there's 3 endings, I think. So we're going to try to get all of them, and we're just going to dive on in. I don't know much more besides that. I do know this is a cute little guy right here. Look at him. His little open shirt. Buddy, are you going to get cold? Looks like snow's around you. Or is that Jack Frost? Well, if it is Jack Frost, he ain't going to have no problem with the cold, so he can wear a crop top or whatever he wants, right? Let the boobas be free. Okay. Ready? There we go, that button. Oh, it moves when I do this. Wee. Wee. Okay. Oh, now I got a little sparkle. Chapter 1, Reunion. It's been a long time. And with that, time comes change. Now tell me, what's your name? Sparrow. And what pronouns do you go by? He, him. I appreciate you for answering. Sparrow. It really has been so long. I can't fully believe it. It feels just like yesterday we were going on our next adventure. Making crowns of snowdrops and daisies, dancing on the back of evergreen and braiding each other's hair. Do you remember those times? Do you even remember me? I thought so. No matter, I continue to wait patiently for our reunion. When the snow kisses the leaves and the beds the ground of Eustis, I shall see you then. Wait, is that the guy? Is that Adam on the fridge? Okay, it can't be, right? My first thought is Adam from You and Him. That can't be Adam, right? He has a mic and everything. Oh my gosh. Okay, can I headcanon that's Adam? Because he's in Cake. He's a singer, so maybe it is. Ooh, I like the branches coming up the side. That's a nice feel. It was sometime in the late afternoon. The sun outside was settling lower and lower while the sky grew pinker. I leaned over my kitchen counter, nursing a hot mug of freshly made coffee between my hands. The smell was both bitter and sweet, making my stomach churn with hunger as I brought the ceramic cup to my lips. The burning liquid left a trail of fire in its wake, warming up my entire body as it made its way down to the pit of my stomach. Despite my own satisfaction, I could feel the betrayal in my body upon greeting coffee rather than real food. Eat a Pop-Tart or something. Come on, you need food. I really need to go grocery shopping. Okay, that's why we're not eating real food. There's no food in the house. A chill runs through me, and I take another sip, melting back into a warm and pleasant state. I had the heat up pretty high in my apartment, but it still didn't stop the icy winds from outside sneaking in. I heard it's supposed to snow tonight. I can't help but be excited. My first snow in Eustis Eustis? 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 I'm saying this wrong. Bear with me. Since I was a kid, my thoughts were interrupted with the entrance of my roommate. Ah! Their roommate's a kitty. Coin? Meow. I look down to see Coin brushing up against my leg. He stares up at me with those big yellow eyes of his. He wants cuddles. Then give him cuddles. Alright, come here, you old man. I pull the beast onto my lap with ease, where he immediately bunches up into a ball and starts to purr. Once settled comfortably, I begin weaving my hand through his short, soft fur just as he likes it. It's been nearly 15 years since I got in Coin. Found him hidden behind a trash can outside of our apartment in the city, just waiting for something. Oh, it's been 15 years. He's an old man. I guess it was me, because as soon as I had approached him, he ran into my arms. Looks good for an old man. I swear he hasn't aged a day since I gotten him. So he wasn't a baby then either, and it's been 15 years, so he's probably every bit of 16 or 17. I chugged the rest of my coffee, letting it energize me. I've been up since noon, but all that time was spent in bed staring at my phone and watching videos as I hid from the cold beneath the covers. Not the greatest or even healthiest way to spend my morning, but I don't do it often. Well, I mean I do, but still. My phone vibrates against the kitchen counter, alerting Coin, who gives me an annoyed look. Sorry, bud. Let's see. Oh, it's B. Yo, Sparrow. Hey, what's up? Oh, his pictures of a coin. That's adorable. Just procrastinating on homework. How about you? Just waiting until I have to go to work. Also cuddling with Coin. Coin, my boy, how is he? He's good. Still a kid at heart, despite being as old as dirt. I told you, he is immortal. And I am his mortal servant. Praise the immortal overlord. Anyway, how is Eustis? Is it weird being back at home after all these years? Yes and no. I mean, I don't really remember much of this place besides my old house, which is weird knowing someone else lives there now. But it's nice and quiet here, just what I need. Aw, I can imagine. Good on you for moving. Thanks. How's college going? Pretty good, since I'm on my 3rd year now. I'm having fun getting drunk with the other queers in my graphic design class, so yeah, college is pretty good. Spoken like B. Even though it's not my cup of tea, I wish I was there with you. I mean, we could have gotten an apartment together, but someone said no. I can't promise that it will be quiet, but it would be nice. I know, but I want to experience my first year of independence on my own. But it doesn't mean I don't miss you. I miss you too. But if you ever change your mind, we can move in together next year. You can live with your favorite MB? True. I like the lone wolf vibe, but I'll think about it. Well, okay. But on a more serious note, you okay? I think so. Should I be worried? No, it's just weird being so far away from my home. My parents, you, but I'm not homesick. Just kind of lonely. It's oddly nice and bittersweet at the same time, if that makes sense. Well, as you said it, this move is what you needed. I think it'll be a great opportunity to figure yourself out and make new connections on your own, without having me to do it for you. Just kidding. Not really, though. Hey, I can make friends on my own. Oh, are you sure about that? Because last I remember, I'm the one who initiated our friendship in junior high and introduced you to our friend group. Okay, so I'm a little antisocial. A little? As much as I love Coin, he cannot be your only friend there. I mean, my manager and coworker are friendly enough. Friendly doesn't seem to count. Friendly enough doesn't count. Plus, you need to make friends outside of work. Where am I supposed to go and socialize in this small ass town? Well, we're the ones that moved here. Maybe the local nursing home? Thanks, B. Maybe I will find my new bestie there. Wait, no, I'm your bestie. I know there aren't a lot of people you can connect with out there, but you will find someone. Just don't replace me. I could never. Could. I just don't want you to get too lonely out there, you know? An hour and a half is a long way away from my bestie. Cries. I'm fine, B. I just need some more time to settle before I start my adventurous social life. But I will be seeing you in a few weeks, right? On your break? Yeah! I can't wait to stay at my bestie's awesome apartment. And alright, but I am here if you need anything, okay? Thanks, B. Same with you. Gotta get ready for work now. TTYL. Boo! But fine. Well, love you. Love you too. Aw, he has a bestie that supports him. The last time I saw B was over the summer, a couple of months before I moved. I was starting to miss them. Okay, B's gender is they. Okay. They weren't the type of person that gave others energy rather than drain it. Oh, they were the type of person that gave others energy instead of drain it. As someone whose social battery was always depleted, they gave me the boost I needed to get out and do stuff. But now that they aren't here to get me out of the house, I am reluctant to leave. Okay, so they were right. I need to make friends. I detach an unwilling coin from my lap before hopping off the bar stool myself. The walk to my bedroom only makes me feel more tempted to crawl back into bed and hide away from the cold under the pile of blankets and pillows. The fact that I would probably be walking to work in the snow didn't lessen that desire. Oh dear. Yep. So yeah, this is definitely a good game for winter. Oh goodness, there's gonna be snow everywhere, isn't there? I mean, I can't blame the lad. I can't blame the lad. He's snuggling up under blankets, staying in his warm house. He doesn't want to leave, getting the cold. I mean, I understand that. I currently am covered up in a blanket over here, guys. Oh, I didn't get my tea out today, though. Cry. But I got a blankie on, and I'm sure our boy would love a blankie, too. Alright. But he has to go to work. Oh, let's see. Oh, this one looks familiar, too. These gotta be references for stuff, right? It's got to be. Oh, he's got a little cat. Cat looks like coin over here. Is that manga? I think that's manga. I can't read that. He's got some books. Does that say best only child? Go grocery shopping. Remember to do laundry. I find my work uniform lying in a pile near the foot of my bed. A dark green polo and a pair of khakis. I haven't done laundry in a while, but it smells alright. Nothing some smell goods couldn't fix. Oh, he's got a little cat bed. Cute. I'm dressed in seconds, and I don't have to actually leave for another 10. Guess I could lay down for a couple of minutes. My bed is soft and still warm from when I was last beneath the covers. My thick comforter is very persuasive, and I find myself falling backwards until my body makes contact with a fluffy cushion. I stretch out like I've seen Coin do when he finds a nice spot on the carpet. Letting out a satisfied sighs, I feel my back pop. I lay my arms out wide, letting my hand curl underneath the pillow where it brushes up against something. Odd. My first instinct is to pull my hand back, unsure what it was that I felt. When I allowed my hand to make contact again, I realized it's paper. I take it out of its hiding spot only to be proved correct. Oh shit. I unfold it to reveal a rather childish drawing of what I guess is me and Jack, my imaginary friend. Aw, there's him. There's Jack. Jack's got some horns. Evergreen? A big dog. That is a big dog. That's a big dog, and he's got like a braided tail. Little mushrooms in a forest. So Jack was his imaginary friend as a little kid. It's been years since I thought of him. It's hard to remember all the details, but I can feel myself starting to grin as my eyes linger on the drawing. I'm a sucker for all things nostalgic. Not sure how the drawing got under my pillow in the first place, but perhaps I dropped it when unpacking my last box the other day. Time for work. I peel myself away from the bed and shove the drawing in my back pocket. No real reason to, besides just wanting to keep it with me. I grab my fluffiest jacket from the side of my bed and pull it on. I'm going to work now, Coin. Be a good boy while I'm gone. I pat his head gently and receive a purr in response. I'd rather stay home and cuddle with him, but I need money to do that comfortably. I check to make sure all lights are off and Coin's food and water is filled before confidently making my leave. Wish me luck. It's cold. Speed limit, 45. It wasn't just cold. It was absolutely freezing. Yesterday on my walk, I could barely see my breath in the air, but today it looked as though smoke was billowing out before me. Oh, that's cold. Without a beanie or gloves on, my ears were left exposed to the sharp wind, and my hands fought for warmth inside my jacket pockets. It's a 10-minute walk to work, and 1 minute in, I was already shivering. We might need to invest in a beanie and gloves from our first paycheck. Despite how unbearably cold it was, I can't help but appreciate how calming winter is. As a kid, it was my favorite season. I was happy to come home with a stuffy nose and burning ears that meant I could play in the piles of snow outside for even just a tiny bit. To be honest, I'm not that inclined to play in the snow now. I'd rather admire it from the comfort of my home. I feel that. I feel that in my bones. Love looking at snow, but no. I don't want to get in it. That's cold and wet. I'd rather just look at it from a distance. How many of you guys are like that? Do you still like going out and playing in the snow, or do you like just watching it? Oh, it's snowing. A single snowflake falls before my eyes. I reach out and try to grab it, but fail miserably. A few more seconds pass and more flurries start to fall around me. Well, speaking of the devil, it's snowing. My ears start to ache as I stretch my lips into a smile. There's another thing about the winter that is somehow both indescribable, yet charming about it altogether. I never feel alone when it snows. Try Goose's homemade honey. We are hiring. The shop is warm and inviting when I walk in. The smell of lavender and cinnamon hang heavy in the air. I take a deep breath. No customers upon arrival. Great start to any retail shift. I make my way to the register. No manager in sight yet. I've gotten comfortable enough to no longer wait awkwardly for his instructions and immediately get started on grabbing a new teal from the pack. I only worked here for about 3-ish weeks, but I was already in love with this job. Despite the serving customers part, I spent most of my shift listening to music while I stocked shelves and cleaned. It can get boring at times, but sometimes the manager will leave me extra stuff to do to pass the time. I slowly opened the door to the break room, alerting my manager of my presence in case he was occupying the space. Mr. Goose, are you in there? I am. Come in, Sparrow. I find Goose with... Oh, is that a little trans flag on the wall? Nice. I find Goose with his back turned to me as he mumbles to himself, flipping through bills with an inhuman speed. As he finishes, he turns to me with a welcoming smile. Oh! Hey! He's more chill than I thought he was. I thought we'd have like a grumpy old man or something as a manager. Look at this! Good afternoon, Sparrow. I trust you made it your way back here with no trouble? It's awfully cold out. Yeah, it's actually snowing right now. Is it now? I watch as he narrows his gaze at me as though trying to figure out something out. Seems as though he makes his mind up with a aha as he hastily makes his way to a small box near a coat rack. He begins to dig around until 3 small bags are produced from the box. I stare at him curiously as he hands them to me. What are these for? Hand warmers. Your face is bright red and you're shivering. Make sure to come more prepared. I wouldn't want you getting sick now. I appreciate it, Mr. Goose. It is my duty as your manager to ensure your health and safety. Warm up, now. We're going over tonight's itinerary since the snow is coming down hard. I doubt we'll have much business tonight. Oh, I just noticed, this is nails painted gold? Nice. After giving ample time to allow my fingers to feel again, I was ready for work. Thank you, Goose, for the hand warmers. I find Goose taking out the till for me and replacing it with a balanced one. I'm gonna go count this in the back. I suggest you get started on these boxes near the shelf over there. Yes, sir. Come on now, we have been over this. You know you don't have to call me sir. I already feel so old. Right, yes, Goose. I appreciate it. Okay, so it went from Mr. Goose to Sir to Goose. Okay, so he's just Goose. Honk honk. My cat's staring at me like, dude, why? Goose takes that as his cue and returns to the back. I make my way past the register and over to the pile of boxes he mentioned. There was a lot of boxes. They were stacked haphazardly against the wall and the shelf. I was hesitant on where to start. I wonder if... Oh, yawn. I wonder if this is what he meant when he said going over an itinerary, because this was a lot more than I usually do. I picked the easiest box for me to reach and get started. Gluten-free pasta, tomato sauce, canned goods. Of course, the box I'd chosen contained products that specifically went on the top shelf, of course. Being on the tip of my toes was no help, and I couldn't find the stepping stool anywhere. I was frustrated and decided to do the one thing I could think of. Oh no! This isn't gonna go well. I tested out the bottom of the shelf with my foot before applying my whole weight onto it. It felt stable enough, and when I tried, hooray, I got it. I set the box on the shelf level, chest level with myself and began unboxing. I'm surprised that shelf didn't collapse on us. The weirdest thing about coming back to a town from your childhood, seeing all the changes. I remember when this shop was run by an elderly man and his wife. My only guess is that they had closed it down to their old age. Goose's shop was definitely way more advanced compared to its predecessors. The memory of my family having to drive roughly an hour to the nearest grocery store came to mind. I'm glad I don't have to drive that far for milk now. It was quiet in the store, no bell signifying the entry of a customer. Goose was right. The snow really was slowing down business, which was nice. Definitely gives me more time to go through all these boxes. I'll have to ask Goose what they're all for. I push what seems to be the last can in place and let myself examine the work before me. I mean, they're lined up, not much more I can say. I'm about to step off the shelf when... Excuse me, may I? Shit! I hadn't heard the customer come in, much less sneak up behind me. It had completely caught me off guard. I feel my foot slip backwards from its place on the bottom of the shelf and I begin to fall backwards. Oh no! And this is how we die. I squeeze my eyes closed, scrunching my face up, bracing for impact. I feel a pair of hands catch my waist with ease and I let out a gasp. I wait for the shock of contact and not smacking into the floor to process before daring to look. My gaze lands on the smooth lips and eyes as vast and blue as the winter itself. Are you alright? I don't respond right away, mostly because of the surprise his expression gave me. Like, our mouse is his earring. Look at him. You're Jack Frost, aren't you? Oh, do you have little fangies? Looks like he has little fangies. Hey, that was a smooth catch, buddy. I'm not sure what kind of voice to give him. Oh dear. Okay. I don't respond right away, mostly because of the surprise his expression gave me. His voice was silvery and light. Okay, so he has like a lighter voice. Okay. But the tone of it sounded troubled. Deep worry crossed his features. Dark brows pinched together. Mouth drawn down in a pout. Eyes twisted with concern. It was an intense expression to be given by a stranger, as though I personally worried him. Well, he did almost see you die, or not die, but fall and crack your head open on the floor. Strangely enough, he was wearing a crop top in the middle of winter. I felt his stare bear into my own, forcing me to look away. Are you injured? Oh no, I'm not. I apologize for the fright. You're okay. Also, sorry about this. No need. I'm glad you're unharmed. I can feel his breath on my skin, his hands beginning to relax against my back. Can you help me stand up? Oh, he's busting in. Of course. Oh, look at that crop top. Cold doesn't bother him anyway. I found my grounding with the customer's help. Casually, I put some distance between us, my heart pounding. Ignoring the amount of embarrassment I was feeling at that moment, I put on my best customer service voice, or try to at least. Well, sir, I appreciate you for, anyways, is there anything I can help you with today? Anything in particular you're looking for? Oh, actually I am looking for Bedwer. Is he in? Bedwer? I'm not sure. The back door from behind the register opens, revealing my boss. It was now Goose's turn to be surprised by the presence of the customer. But instead of astonishment, his face went wide with a smile. Ah, just in time, Jack. I had half the mind to worry that something was holding you back. Sparrow, this is the newest temp I was telling you about. He'll be working with us for the rest of the season. Oh, he's gonna be our coworker. I looked between Goose and the man. New hire? I briefly remembered Goose telling me that we'd be having a temp to help out, but I completely forgot that today is the day. Nice to meet you, Jack. I'm Sparrow. He gives me a pleasant smile, the air around him cool and easygoing. I've always been awkward introducing myself to new people, but his confidence made my nerves relax a tad bit. Gracefully, he lifts his hand as an offer. I'm hesitant, but I accept it nonetheless, allowing my very sweaty hand to meet his freezing one. I'm caught off guard, but the intense coolness of the hand that I don't realize how Jack leans down towards me, his smile widening into a mischievous smirk. The pleasure is all mine. It's when I look up and see his eyes boring into mine. A shiver runs down my back. My face begins to warm as I take into account just how close we were to each other. Now that I think about it, he's actually... Oh no, I can't save anywhere. No. Let's say cute. I don't know what part of me was possessed to think that, but I quickly shoo the idea away. Not to interrupt your thoughts. But you are still holding my hand. I drop Jack's hands immediately, stunned by my own actions. I have a tendency to get lost in my own thoughts, but why did it have to be now? Because it had to be. You had to be embarrassed. I attempt to leave the embarrassment I felt behind and turn my attention towards Goose. Alright, so let's discuss our overall goal for the store. As you two are aware, the holidays are coming up and locals are preparing for it. We may be a small store, but we are the closest. Sparrow, To your knowledge, the next grocery store is nearly an hour and a half away. Hence why I want you two to spend your night While Goose speaks, I feel the urge to look over at my new coworker. He's quite tall. Taller than me or Goose. His hair was light and fluffy, kind of like snow. It didn't take long for Jack to notice my stare on him. Fuck. I got caught. A grin breaks out on his face, and it only makes me feel more flustered. Hastily, I look away. And me and Blaz will take care of the customers during the morning hours. Alright, any questions? No? Good. We didn't catch what you said at all. I must return to my soap operas. Sparrow, I left some coffee in the back if you need a little warm up. It's also going to be a long night and the snow will not be kind. Also, he pulls a protein bar out of his pocket, handing it out to me. Make sure to have plenty of energy. It's a lot of work. Hence why we have Jack here. I felt touched and slightly embarrassed that my manager was looking out for me like that. In the short time that I have known him, he has been nothing less than considerate. I mean, I'd rather have a manager that was, like, actually being considerate than a manager that was being horrible. Like, Goose wants to make sure that his hands are warm, that he has coffee for energy, that he's gonna eat something, that he has help. That's a good manager. He's a good manager. We could do a lot worse. I appreciate it, Goose. Of course. Now, Jack, my boy, I'll be seeing you after your shift. I'll watch as Goose ruffles Jack's hair playfully. They seem close. I wish you a good night. As to you. With that, Goose disappears behind the fogged glass doors of the building, his silhouette fading the farther it went down the cold, snowy road. An icy breeze that snuck its way in at Goose's departure caused me to shiver. Coffee doesn't sound that bad, actually. I turn to my new coworker with energy, ready to offer the hot beverage when I catch his stare on me. I shake it off. So, coffee? A short amount of time had passed since Goose left, and nothing had been accomplished yet. Mostly because I've been showing Jack how to use a box cutter. I walked out of the break room with our coffees when I saw Jack trying to use the box cutter by shaking it. It's a pretty amusing sight and a great way to break the ice. Alright, so you just push down this button, push up, and there you go. But be careful, it's super sharp. And just so make sure you close it after you're done. As an example, I run the blade of the box cutter through a box between both of us, and without even realizing it, I nick one of my fingers in the process. We told him to be careful, it's sharp, and then we'd get cut. Well, I guess we're doing good at demonstrations, right? Man, I can't stop yawning today. I'm sorry, guys. Because of course I did. That's embarrassing. Oh, ow. Fuck. Well, that's definitely some blood. So in short, just don't do what I just did. Before I could finish my sentence, I noticed that Jack was nowhere in sight. Did he just disappear? Here. Oh, he looks so concerned. Did you go get us a cloth? I look up to my right and see Jack standing there with a cloth in his hand and a band-aid in the other. Wait, how did you... My words are cut off when Jack kneels before me. He didn't seem to hear me as he was too focused on my injury, as insignificant as it was. Actually, never mind. I allowed Jack to press the damp cloth onto my cut and feel a slight sting. It wasn't deep, which was good. After the blood is cleaned away, he covers the cut with a band-aid. The whole interaction felt quite intimate, to say the least. Oh, he ran and got us a band-aid. Aw, good boy, Jack. It was odd to have a stranger be so concerned about me, especially over something as small as a cut on my finger. I give a reassuring smile to Jack, whose own face creased with worry. I appreciate the band-aid. It's not deep, so nothing too catastrophic. I go to grab the box cutter once more, determined to continue the job, but I'm halted by another hand. Jack's. He grabs the box cutter before I can reach it. I should do it instead of you. I'm alright. Like I said before, it wasn't bad. Your hand is shaking. No, it is. Okay, I guess you're right. So I'm guessing you've known Mr. Goose for a while now? I noticed you referred to him by another name earlier. Ben? Bedwar. He usually doesn't give out his full name to others. Oh. So, how did you know him? I've known him since I was a child. He's like a father to me. Whoa. Are you here just to visit him, then and help out? Jack stops stacking the boxes of pasta on the shelf and turns to me. For a second, I thought maybe I was annoying him with my questions, but instead he gave me a familiar, mischievous grin. You ask a lot of questions. Oh, interested in me that much? Maybe? What? What? No, I sort of just wanted to get to know you better. I am halted in my rambling when I hear my coworker begin to laugh. Sorry, I was just teasing you. I know it's not like that. Oh, I see. I could feel my face begin to heat up. He was just teasing me? Usually at this point, the conversation would die on my end, but something in me decided to try and just be as playful back. So, I see you were teasing the person who risked their life trying to get that box open for you. Couldn't help myself. Both of us shared a laugh, and then the air becomes lighter. I don't really mind Jack's company as much as I thought I would. A bit. I'm still awkward, but the urge to run away and hide is merely non-existent now. Bedwar? Told me you just moved here. What made you come to, Eustis? Now look who's asking the questions. Guilty. Well, I was tired of living in the city, and the apartments here are cheaper. Also, I used to live here with my family, and I was kind of feeling nostalgic. What about you? I don't live here, but I'm staying with Baron for the time being, until the winter passed. So, are you here just to help out with the shop? No. Actually, I'm also here to visit an old friend of mine. How long have you known them? Since we were children, but I haven't seen him in little over a decade. Despite this, he is near and dear to my heart. Aw, that's so sweet. But holy shit, that is a long time not to see someone. I can't imagine not being able to see B for that long. B? Yeah, they're like a childhood friend of mine, knowing them since middle school. Childhood friend? I'm assuming that the two of you are close? Very. I'm grateful to have B in my life, especially with how lonely growing up was. It's hard to make any friends. Sorry, I kind of overshared that last part there. I think Jack is talking about us, right? And he's our imaginary friend, but how is he being seen by the other guy then? Was he never an imaginary friend, or is he actually a magical creature that we thought was our imaginary friend? Because he was clearly talking about us, and he hadn't seen us in a decade. And we haven't connected the dots yet. I don't mind. In fact, I'm happy you told me. Despite us being strangers, I'm glad that you have someone like B looking out for you. Haha. Me too. And thanks for... Oh, wait, could you open this one? I appreciate it. I start to unpack the box. This one contains pasta sauce. The casual flow of the conversation was both foreign to me, yet exciting altogether. I look over at Jack and see his untouched cup of coffee. The steam was barely visible now. Dude, aren't you gonna drink your coffee? Never had coffee before? No, never. Well, don't knock it before you try it. Why would I knock it? What? Why would I knock the coffee? Oh, I meant it as an expression, Jack. Like you shouldn't disregard your coffee before you taste it. Maybe that isn't as common a saying as I thought. It seems I haven't heard that one before. Ah, I have. Don't knock it till you try it. Have any of you guys never heard that expression? I feel like I've always known that expression. Maybe it's more popular in some parts of the world than it is other parts. But also, Jack's probably a little mystical babe that doesn't see things. I wonder, he said that he was only in town for the winter. Can he only be on the mortal plane, for lack of a better term at the moment, for winter time, and then he has to, I guess, migrate to another winter area? I wonder. I hope we find out. It seems I haven't heard that one before. I hadn't noticed how curtly Jack was speaking until now. He spoke as though he was among knights and royalty rather than a stalker in a grocery store. You did get your coffee plain. Want some sugar and milk with it? Perhaps it'll make your first experience better. I wouldn't want to be a bother. You wouldn't. I need to stretch my legs anyway, so it'd be convenient, actually. That sounds lovely. You have my thanks. I don't know what part of me thought this was a good idea to say, but I blurted it out anyway. You know, you talk quite formally. Nice going. What a weird thing to say. I am aware. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. You just talk so fancy. I talk fancy? Yes? I might pass away from the embarrassment. Do you like the way I talk then? What kind of question is that? A serious one. I mean, it's your voice. It doesn't matter whether I like it or not. It's you that matters. Oh, instant blush. Right. Wait, that sounded very... Did I make that weird? We're strangers. That was totally weird. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Alright, now leave before you make it any more awkward. I'm gonna leave now to get your coffee ready for you. Right now. Oh, we keep cutting him off. Okay. I come back with Jack's coffee, reheat it with milk and some sugar added. Jack is waiting for me, a pleasant smile on his lips. Here you go. Careful, it's hot. I appreciate the gesture, Sparrow. Yeah, of course. Tentatively, he looks between me and his steaming beverage before taking a sip. I watch as his face contorts into several expressions before settling on one. Confusion. It's odd. The sugar aids well. Want another drink? No. You've done enough. I think I'll stick with this. Flavors are interesting. An hour or two had passed, and me and Jack were about to get through half of the boxes, filling the shelves to the brim with products. It was the most full I've ever seen the store. My stomach growls as I finished unpacking a box of tuna cans. I get up and immediately catch myself sitting for so long. Sitting for so long seemed to make my legs go numb. Catch us! Careful, or I'll have to catch you again. I got it. Well, I think it's time that I head to lunch. One of us has to stay to watch the store. Do you mind? Not at all. Enjoy your lunch. I will. When I get into the break room, I take out the protein bar Goose had given me to eat earlier. It's blueberry and cream flavored. It's now that I begin to allow my mind to wander to the snow. Coin, my comfy bed, and the drawing. Oh, the drawing is still in our pocket! Oh, I almost forgot about it. Excitedly, I reach into my back pocket, but it's empty. I check the other back pocket, then my front ones. No drawing. Did I drop it? Of course I lost it. I tried to shove the disappointment down. It was just a drawing. Nothing too crazy, but still, I wanted to check it out some more. The last of my protein bar tastes bland, but I shovel it down. Aww. Maybe Jack took it. I'm back. My coworker doesn't respond. As I get closer to the spot where I left him, I see Jack looking at a piece of paper intently. It was my drawing. Oh, he got it. Now Jack notices me, a faint smile on his lips. Did you draw this? Yeah. How did you get that? It fell out of your pocket when you left for lunch. Oh. It's a lovely drawing. Well, it's not that nice. I drew this when I was a kid. Had an imaginary friend who also happened to go by the name Jack as well. Funny enough. He's like, yeah, funny enough. Oh. Do you remember anything about him? Not really, but I remember being obsessed with fairies and whatnot. I was actually very excited when I found this. Fairies? Oh yeah, I had a wild imagination as a kid. You would not believe the things I made up. I beg to differ. How was your lunch? It was actually pretty good. No complaints. Shall we return to our task? See, this is what I mean by fancy. And you say I'm the one to tease you. Yeah, he's definitely biding his time. When's he gonna let us know he's the imaginary friend? Or is he just checking in on him? The rest of the shift went by better than I had expected. Any tension that was between us barely noticeable now. It was actually kind of nice getting along with someone. It's so normal that I'm kind of impressed with myself. Hey, we didn't have any customers to deal with. Nice. Ooh, look at the snow. Ooh. It was after our shift when the store finally closed down. We had managed to shift through most of the boxes that night, but I can only imagine there being even more tomorrow. It was still freezing cold, but the wind had died down. The view of the snow underneath the moonlight was a comforting sight. Jack was to my right as I made my way to the sidewalk. Why does it have to be so cold? Don't like the cold? I do, but it still sucks when my coat basically does nothing to protect me. Speaking of, how are you not freezing? You only have on a crop top on. I rule the snow. It does not rule me. Guess determination can keep you warm. I can feel the air growing awkward between us. Well, I hope you get home safe tonight, Jack. Same with you. Oh. Need company on your walk home tonight? Sure. Sure, you can accompany us home, you know? The walk home felt longer than usual. Without the distraction of work, the awkward silence between me and Jack was as clear as day. I'm not good with small talk, but I try. It feels warmer now than it did 10 minutes ago. The forecast said it should be below freezing by now. What is the forecast? Do you not watch it on TV, or... no, I do not own such things. Really? Why is that? I have no use for them. Well, I guess that's fair. You're the first person I met not to own a TV. That's kind of cool. Or, that's crazy. And kind of cool. Cool? Yeah, I mean, I watch TV all day usually. I'm stuck to it like glue, which isn't really that good to be honest. I should really get out more. Anyway, what do you usually do in your spare time? In my spare time? Well, I like to cook when I have the time. You like to cook? Dude, that's awesome. The best I can cook is instant ramen with eggs. I'm not much better than that, to be honest. When did you start cooking? What do you like to make? I've been cooking ever since I was a child. I like to make a variety of things. Grilled fish, roasted chicken and beef, soups, and plenty of other things. It was my dear friend I told you about earlier that actually got me into cooking. Hearing the passion in my coworker's voice brought a warm smile to my cold face. That's amazing, Jack. You'll have to bring me some food sometime. That is, if you're willing. I would be honored to cook for you. So, how does this forecast work? Oh, yeah. So, meteorologists use a device to predict the weather. Then the news will tell us the results in the weather forecast. Interesting. Well, how do you predict the weather without using the TV? This question seemed to stump Jack. Wonder if it was a stupid question to ask. Oh man, I know this word. I just can't say it at the moment. Divination? I guess you are the type of person that can tell it's going to rain by the smell of the wind. In a manner of speaking. Before I know it, we make it to my apartment. Thanks for walking me home. Of course. It was my pleasure. I'm unsure if it's because I'm in a good mood or not, but I decided to say, good night, Jack. You're pretty cool. I'll say you're pretty cool. Such kind words to bestow upon me. Have a warm night, Sparrow. See you tomorrow. We made him blush. I rushed down the sidewalk towards my apartment. It's not till I'm almost at my door that I realize how much warmer it was inside. Guess the forecast was wrong. Where's our kitty? Where's our kitty? I've done a lot of things today that were outside my comfort zone. I held conversations, multiple, with another person, and somehow I'm still breathing. I'm home, Coin. Did you miss me? No. I'll take that as a yes. I hate talking to people. It takes so much of my energy. But maybe I'll have a chance at a new friendship. What do you think? Coin looks over at me from his spot near my pillow with the tired eyes. I know, time for bed. I shuffle lazily until I find the right position. Good night, my sweet prince. Oh, he's such a cat daddy. I love it. Oh, look at little mushrooms. Oh, this is like in the drawing. I remember playing in the woods just beyond the yard of my dad's house. I was foraging for worms, berries, mud, all sorts of forestry things to make the perfect fairy soup. Nothing really provoked such an idea out of me besides pure boredom and a wild imagination. I was the shy kid, to say the least, and felt more joy in my own world than in others. It wasn't until I met him that I felt like I could share my world with anyone else. I was digging through the mud, trying to find the worms for my secret dish, as it had rained. That's when my 7-year-old self realized I had become lost. The first thing to come were the tears. I wailed loudly as hot tears blinded my vision. I wandered aimlessly, tripping pathetically over small twigs and rocks until I gave up and dropped to the ground, heaving. Daddy! Papa! I don't want to be all alone! It was hard for a child to calm down in such a scary predicament, alone and lost in the woods that they were just playing in joyously moments ago. It was when I heard a quiet crunching of leaves from behind me that I was able to calm down enough and listen to the noise. Curiosity quickly overcame the fear I felt as I slowly got up and faced the noise. Hello? Hiccups and sniffles escaped my quivering lips as I took the steps towards a small clearing in the trees when I felt the urge to stop. I couldn't explain it, but I felt like if I went on any farther, I would intrude. I look down at my mud-stained feet and I see a line of mushrooms before me. Confused, I follow the mushrooms with my eyes. They seem to stretch far out before me. I hear a branch snap behind me, and I jump, twirling around, but I see no one there. Instead, I hear a voice. Ugly sound. How will you will deafen our trees with your pathetic wails. Being the child that I was confused by the wording and the absence of a person for the voice that it belongs to. I look forward, behind, side to side, and even up, but I see no one. So I conjured up the only answer I could think of. Are you the wind? A chill runs down my back as the wind picks up. It was the beginning of an autumn, and most of the days had been raining, and were slightly chilly, but it felt as if the temperature was dropping faster than it actually could. And then I saw him. As the leaves left the forest floor, twirling up with the icy wind until it obscured my vision, and then suddenly dropped down, revealing a figure before me. Oh no, we only see his shadow. Oh, he looks so fluffy though. A tail and really fluffy. He's got little horns with stars on it. He looks cute. I tried my best to describe him, but nothing comes to mind. But I had the gut feeling that I knew what he was. Look at the baby. Oh, he's got blue skin and furry ears. Oh, look at his fluffy tail. Oh, he is cute. A fairy. Oh, he's a spicy little guy. I am colder and more cunning than the wind, human. He was a boy, maybe around my age, if not a bit older. He glared at me with a hate so vile that I felt myself shrinking within myself, unsure what to do. So I do the only thing that I know how to do. I cry. So scary. I didn't notice the way that the boy's shoulders drooped or the way the boy's face twisted from annoyance to dumbfoundedness to downright concern as the temperature began to warm up. He's like, oh no. I began to back up unconsciously as I sobbed, but something stopped me, a hand on my arm. Instinctively, I pull away from the boy, forcefully screaming how he had scared me when I hear his once cold voice turn to panic. He was acting all big and bad. Now he's like, oh no. I apologize for scaring you. Please, take a step forward. If you keep pulling away from me like that, you'll step into the circle. Circle? The tears stopped, and once again, a whimper escapes me as I look down behind me and see that I had almost crossed the line of the mushrooms. My throat grows tight as I feel the unwelcomeness settling back in. I felt the boy gently tugging at my arm, and this time I followed without question. When I had calmed down, I stared at the fairy boy before me. Why can't I step inside the circle? Past that line of mushrooms is my home. It's dangerous for humans to be in. Why? We aren't fond of humans. Why? Huh? Because it's just a means to an end. What does a means to an end mean? Do you question everything spoken to you? He is 7. Yes, he does. Are you a fairy? Are you? Yes, I am. How do you know? I stepped towards him in awe. I was right. He was a fairy. Did you come to visit me because of my fairy soup? Fairy soup? What are you talking about? Digging through my satchel, I pull out a small bag filled with mud and berries and hold it out to him expectantly. I couldn't find you any worms. Daddy says protein is good for you, but here you go. I try offering it to the boy, only for him to step back from me with disgust. We don't eat worms or mud, and those berries are poisonous. Why would you make this? I didn't think humans were this particular. You don't like my soup? His eyes widen as he steps forward and holds onto my shoulders lightly. Please don't cry again. You're mean. I'm just being honest. Well, your honesty sucks. I feel myself getting angry, but I'm only confused as the boy before me cracks a smile and starts to giggle. Why are you laughing? You're laughing at me, you big old meanie. Waves of cackles leave his body shaking as he wipes a tear from his eye. choosing to look up at me, flashing his biggest smile. I think you're funny for a human. I am once again confused. Was he being nice or being mean? I couldn't tell. But as I see the smile he gives me, I ease up again. You think I'm funny? Don't make me repeat myself. Well, despite how much of a meanie you are, I think you're cool. For a fairy. Oh, we said we think he's cool, and then we said we think he's cool again in the present. Aw. I am a winter fae. Of course I would be cool. I don't mean cold cool. I mean cool. I do not understand. I could tell he was having a hard time breaking down what I was saying, and felt a certain childish pride well up in me as I explained. I mean cool, as in you're amazing. At this, his face turns a shade darker at my response, and I take that as a victory. Yes, we making him blush. Amazing? No, I should be terrifying. Frightening. Not amazing. But I don't like it when you're scary. You baffle me. Baffle? Never mind. It's best that you get home, human, before it gets too dark. At this, I remember my predicament, and I feel a ping of anxiety form my chest. I got lost. I don't remember where home is. I feel my lips quiver, but before I could devolve into anything worse, I feel a hand grab onto my own. I will help you find your home. You will? Yes. At least you start crying again. At this, my heart races with excitement as I go to hug the young boy. Thank you. You're an amazing fairy. He pushes me back gently with a small smile, letting go of my hand as he does. Look at him. Oh, we can see him better here. Look at his little tail. He's adorable. I love it. His little, I am a big, strong, scary fairy. And then he's like, no, don't cry. It's so cute. I appreciate your kind words. But heed my warning, human. If a fairy ever offers you help, refuse it. Most fairies just want humans to be in their debt, or trick them into becoming their eternal servant. And never say thank you. Fairies take it as an offense. His words write a loss to my 7-year-old brain. Yeah, he's not going to remember this. But I simply nod my head at his warning. What's your name? I'm called Jack. Jack Frost. Frost? Whoa. I suppose this walk will be the bane of my existence. What does bane of my existence mean? I think I prefer you crying over this. Hey, you meanie. And so that was how I met Jack Frost, my first friend, a fairy. After returning me home, he told me to never return to the forest again, but I refused to listen, as our words were bound to collide once more. Oh, that's adorable. I usually don't remember my dreams, but I couldn't forget this one. Oh, that is adorable. You know, oh, I can't click out. No. Pooh, was fun. Love you. Lol, love you too. Okay, that was yesterday. Good morning. Morning. Funny how you text me right as I turned on my phone. That's because of our psychic connection. I can sense what you're thinking, meaning I can tell when you're awake. Meh. As a psychic, I can sense that you have something to tell me. You aren't wrong. Maybe you are psychic. You know it. Now tell me what's up. Love me some gossip before class. Not really gossip, more like a weird dream. Ooh, even better. What happened? Well, it was about an imaginary friend of mine. Oh, I know this one. It's the fairy one, right? Yeah, Jack. The dream was so weird, though. It felt like I was remembering something rather than dreaming it. Like I was living in the moment. I felt everything. The cold wind, the smell, the woods. Maybe I'm not explaining this well. No, you're good. Maybe this is your subconscious self, reminding you of your childhood before life became complicated. Like, maybe Jack represents the adventure and carefreeness you desire as an adult with responsibility. I read something like that on a website somewhere. Wow, that's oddly specific. And I mean, I guess I was even an adventurous kid? I don't know what could have made me so closed off from others and even outside itself. I'm not sure either. You said your parents just moved away randomly, right? Yeah, something like that. We just moved one day. No reason, really. I didn't have a lot of friends anyhow. Maybe it was my obsession with fairies that drove them away? Well, it didn't drive me away. True. Thanks for listening to my rambling bee. It's no problem, friend. Woo-woo. I decide not to mention the other Jack for now. Knowing B would just gush over the potential of a new friend, and I can't handle that teasing right now. Oh, it is references to other games. Oh, that's from 14 Days with You, and is that from Binary Star Hero? I think that's the name of it. That's from 14 Days with You, which we need to get back into. See, there's an update to play right now, but okay. Okay, I'm being distracted. A good portion of my morning was spent texting B about college and nonsense, watching TV and scrolling through my phone mindlessly. I look out the window from where I am relaxing on the couch. It had snowed all last night, and only flurries were falling now. Eustis was mostly just forest and mountains. Seeing it covered in a blanket of snow was a magnificent sight. I would say this is one of the best perks about moving away from the city. It feels so peaceful to be this close to nature. Perhaps I should get out and explore it sometime. When was the last time I went out and had fun without being persuaded to? Thinking back to what I said to B, I realized that maybe it is time for a change. The whole reason I moved here in the first place was a change of scenery. I could change my habits too. It wasn't long before I had to get ready for my shift. I waved goodbye to Coin and head out into the snow. Alright, I think we're actually going to stop here so we can divide this part up into hour long each, because I think it's like 2 hours for this chapter. So this part 2 should be up next week. Well, definitely before the new year, so we can finish this. I won't leave you guys waiting too long, but oh my gosh, I love seeing baby Jack. That was so adorable. Oh, I hope we see him in his like true form as an adult. That would be amazing. I am so yawny. Oh, all that talk of like coffee and everything. I want to go have some tea. Tea with milk and, you know, a little bit of honey. Perfect for a nice cold day. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please consider leaving a like or comment down below so I know you're looking forward to the next part, and it'll help me make sure to get it out that much faster. And thank you to all my Patreons. I really, really appreciate your support. I have an extra special gift for you for the December month, and you should definitely go check it out. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another game. You guys are getting so spoiled this year. All right. Bye.